Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of The Adventure Guide. And today we're going to cover an email about a group that was attacked by a hairy thing out in Vidor, Texas at a place called Dagobah Castle that they claim looks like it was built by Yoda himself. In fact, let's just jump right into this email so we can see footage of this incredible place. Hi, my name is Alex and I live in Houston. My friends and I used to go urban exploring and love ghost hunting. We heard about a place east of Houston that is abandoned out in the woods, not far from a large swamp and marsh made by the Neches River in Vidor, Texas. Here sits a place you will not believe exists, but there is a small walled-in compound that looks like it was built by Yoda. I heard it called Dagobah Castle, but we call it Yoda's Castle. It's amazing. Breaking from the email, I found this footage and will tell more about it, the event that took place there, and directions after. Alright, and now back to the email. We got a room at the Best Western there in town and planned on going out there at night. However, we couldn't find the entrance to the place. So we paid for an extra night and were told the best way to go by some locals. Make sure to explain these directions or your viewers will never find it. From the Interstate 10, go to Vidor. Take the exit 860 and head south. This is Main Street. Go past the railroad tracks and keep driving till you see Kingdom Hall on the right. Slow down. Just ahead is a German restaurant and you turn right on the road just past it. This is Walden Road. About 4 or 5 houses up is a culvert or canal. Look southward and you will see a bridge. Walk on foot to that bridge and head west, and it will take you to the castle. The driveway was overgrown and we saw several snakes along the way. My strong advice is to only go there in the winter. We were waiting till dark, then we were going to park at the restaurant and walk to the castle from there. But a few hours before it got dark, we decided we better figure out the way. Rumor has it that a quirky but beloved man that wore weird robes lived there by himself. He had a fire pit in or just outside of one of his buildings. One night he fell in the fire with his robe and it set him ablaze. He was able to get help, but they were not able to save him as he died of a heart attack. Charlie Stagg was his name or something like that. Breaking from the email. I investigated their claim and TV news clips said he died of a heart attack. But newspapers claimed this, quote, early in the week, he lost consciousness and fell into an open fire pit. He was rushed to UTMB's Blocker Burn Unit where he died at the age of 72. Charlie had a master's degree from Philadelphia's Tyler School of Art. He was well known in art circles for his wooden sculptures in the shapes of double helixes. His wooden sculptures can be found throughout museums across the United States. Now, back to the email. Since then, it has been a famous place for locals to go to. But what drew us to this location was the rumor of a shadow figure or figures that are seen in the structures at all times of the day and night. So that was our goal, to see a shadow figure. There was plenty of light on our way there, and when we came to the complex and saw it, we couldn't wait till dark. Even though we had no equipment to film anything, we still explored the castle. It was better than any photos of the place I had seen. There was a number of structures with walls running between them, just like a small castle or fort. The architecture was incredible. It really does look like Yoda's home on Dagobah or something out of The Lord of the Rings. Even as a grown-up, your mind begins to daydream and fantasize about being in one of these scenarios. It was well worth the drive out there just to visit this location. It is real. I will send you the numbers to find it on Google. At any rate, we were there half an hour or so when my friend Martin came in and said, "Hey man, I just heard something howl, like Bigfoot. We need to leave." He was concerned but not shaken up. We agreed to leave soon, but then I heard growling on the other side of the wall. It sounded straight up like a wolf or a canine. But because of the evil, creepy feeling that came with it, I assumed it was a demon. I also suggested to leave, and things were about to get bad. Breaking from the email. Real quick, let me give you 10 seconds to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. It won't interrupt the video, it will keep playing. Here we go. And now, back to the email. So 2 out of 3 of us demanded to leave, and we left. I felt at ease as soon as we walked out of the castle. We were joking and kidding around as we walked back to the car, and then Martin stopped. He was looking like he was worried and staring straight into the trees. We asked what was wrong, but he just stood there silent and staring. It made the hairs on the back of my neck race to see him like this. Then Sergio grabbed him by the arm and pulled him and said, "Come on." Martin said he saw an orangish-brown colored thing run quietly past some trees that was about 6 foot tall. We looked with him but saw nothing and then continued on. We were halfway to the bridge or so when Martin froze again. So we stopped and looked. I saw nothing, but Sergio said he saw something move but had no idea what it was. We were almost home free out of the woods when we heard a tick, tick, tick in the trees, and there came an object. It was a big piece of rotted wood. It hit a limb high up in front of us and busted apart like a shotgun. A big cloud of dust and splinters. Sergio screamed and made a mad dash for the car. I started running too, but saw Martin froze in his tracks. I ran back to get him, and the thing zigzagged towards us in the trees, but it took long pauses between each tree as it came. It looked more brown with clumps of fur to me. It moved so fast your eyes went back to where it came from and then traced to the spot it was at. I grabbed Martin by the arm and pulled him towards us. Sergio was gone. I don't remember hearing any noises, but Martin said it was sniffing us. We got back to the car and started debating to call the police or not, but had heard things about Vider and decided to just leave town. We showered, packed our bags, and left. We gassed up in town, and Sergio talked to an old guy and told him what happened. The old guy told us it was probably just a person in a suit trying to scare us off, as they really don't want people going out there. I'm not sure who they is. We drove some distance before we stopped and got some food, and then made it back to Houston. Here is what we saw. Sergio. Brown hairy thing with some orangish fur. Long arms, about 7 foot tall, did not see face or head. Martin. Orangish brown hairy thing. Long arms, ultra fast. No description of head, but about 6 foot tall. Me. I saw brown short fur with what I would call maybe mangy clumps of dark fur. About 6 foot tall, average arms, and did not see the head, but it moved fast. That place is guarded by this thing. Oh yeah, because we think it may burrow there. You will find where someone or something has carried grass into one of the buildings and matted it down. There were no footprints nor hair fibers. The grass had been there a long time. We're gonna go back out there someday, so watch for us on YouTube. Look for videos on Dagobah Castle of Texas. Maybe you'll go out and check it out too. Signed, the Zeus Brothers. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that email. And yes, if it is legal to visit that place, I will be going out there. Make sure to join the Adventure Guide Facebook page if you're interested in maybe forming a research group to go check it out. Maybe we can put something together. I will put a link to the Facebook group page in the description below, along with the videos I used to show the place. And before we end this, we'll plug in the coordinates he gave us just to make sure this place is real. If it is, why isn't it famous? Like, how the hell could something exist like this out in the middle of Texas and not every Star Wars fan know about it? Alright, here we go. And look at that. It really is there. This really exists. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this episode. But it's super important that you hit the like button and subscribe so that I can keep making these videos. And until next time, we're off on another adventure. God bless.